Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. And my name is Connor and this is yet another Crypto Empire Sunday live stream. Hope everyone is doing well. It is Super Bowl Sunday. In around 2 hours that game will start, if you're a fan of American football. But nonetheless, the market is still recovering from the major crash we saw last Sunday evening / Monday morning. And I want to talk about what is going to happen next and what we should be expecting here for the remainder of the month of February, going into March as well as April. So let's get right into this live stream. So we will get right into the charts and go over our crypto market overview. But before I do that, I want to address the live chat. Shout out to everybody right now watching the stream from around the world. We got C Don't Care saying what's up. Hola Connor, good to see you back. Looking forward to today's analysis. Absolutely, we have a lot to cover today, and I do believe you will find today's live stream highly informative, as I have a lot of information to share. Shout out to the Silvadala. Shout out to Ahad Musarat. He says Connor has been in a deep trance / analysis mode, expecting good things. Indeed, indeed. Shout out to Salvador. What's going on, Salvador? We got Varying Viewpoint. What's up? Be Cool, as well as Woody. And David Lamoth, he says, thanks for doing this live stream. You already know this is Sunday, and we always go live on Sunday at Crypto Empire. So, of course, we are here live today nonetheless. And shout out to Christian, as well as Eduardo, Patrick, and Vinny, H+, AZWBK. What is going on, guys? Smash up the like button. Shout out to the Crypto Rocket as well. So looking at the crypto bubbles on the daily time frame today, we have a bit of a mixed bag, some green, some red. Overall, things really are still in consolidation after the crash last week. Not a lot of major price movements after the volatility did settle down when a lot of altcoins as well as majors hit their respective key levels. We're now waiting for them to show their hand. And let me explain what I actually mean by that. So before we look at ETH, let's look at Bitcoin itself. All right, and for Bitcoin at the current moment in time, the price is $96,000. So on the crash, the Bitcoin price went as low as 91K. It did not break any bearish market structure. Bitcoin's trend is actually still fully intact right now, and it's not showing weakness to the point where altcoins are showing kind of major weakness, and they've all broken bullish structure, but Bitcoin has not. So it's been very easy to just use Bitcoin as kind of a main point of analysis and say, okay, guys, Bitcoin is still holding. Everything looks fine here. But the thing is, you can't get away with that, okay? The game is evolving and the game is changing. And Bitcoin is not respective to, say, altcoins to the weight that you think it is, or to the weight that I have been using it as, for example. You need to use many different charts to basically base your analysis off of for the altcoin market. And just using Bitcoin is just one reference point of many. So the fact that Bitcoin hasn't broken its bullish market structure, it's a good thing, all right? Bitcoin's uptrend is still intact. And personally, I stand by the fact that the cycle isn't over. In my opinion, this is a major mid-cycle slowdown, right? A bit of a lull period. In crypto, it's always say darkest before dawn. And I think we will see brighter times ahead here in the not so distant future. But as of right now, Bitcoin, we still have our critical range low at 89, 88K. All right, this is that low wick that happened on the 13th of January, as well as the demand zone that formed on the run up over here back in November of 2024. All right, this is the range low. This is critical support. This is a very important key level. Now, if the bull market's going to be over, or if we're going to see some low prices, like there's some $70,000 forecasts out there, right? Bitcoin to 70K. At this point in time, I really don't see that happening whatsoever. In order for me to change my stance on things, I would need to see the charts actually give confirmation that, okay, it's time to change your stance. And on the Bitcoin chart, that would be a daily candle close below this low 89K. If we see the daily come down here below 89 and it closes below this, that would open the door for a large spill into the low 70s. But as of right now, being that we're holding, all right, we're still trading at 96K. We have not come anywhere close to the range low demand zone. We have not put any higher time frame closures below the range lows, right? I don't see this happening right now. If things change, of course, I'll let you know. But as of right now, what you need to know No closures below 89K. You know, we're not going into the high 70s or the low 70s, right? We're likely to actually go up from here. Now, in terms of resistance levels and you know, important levels to look for higher, well, the monthly open certainly sticks out. The monthly open is at $102,000. And we also have this, we're on the daily time frame. You can see this rally base drop. Okay, this is a supply level that formed over here, and I have outlined this in red, and this is up here at $104,000. So at this point in time, with the next charts I'm about to show you, it does look like Bitcoin is going to hold this 96K level and make a push back up to 102 to 104K, right? What happens from there, whether it's another rejection or it's another breakout, time will tell. But in the immediate short-term future, we should be looking for Bitcoin another push up to around $102 to $104,000. Now, why am I bullish and why am I saying Bitcoin's going to go up? Well, let's go over some really important charts. And first one I want to look at is Bitcoin dominance. Now, Bitcoin dominance, this is the weekly time frame. And of course, the higher the time frame, the more accurate, and you can say, yeah, accurate is a good word, the technical analysis will be. So the weekly holds a lot of weight. Now on the weekly time frame, of course, there's an inverse correlation. So when Bitcoin dominance goes up, that means that money is being rotated out of altcoins and into Bitcoin, okay? So it's an inverse correlation to risk on assets like altcoins. So of course, this spiked up, altcoins crashed. When this spikes down, altcoins pump. On the crash last week, this put in a high of 64.34%. Just for a quick zoom out reference on the macro, on the monthly time frame. Okay, Bitcoin dominance has not been this high since early 2021, 4 years ago. This is a very high price for Bitcoin dominance. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance, like I have been saying, that this is going to spill over from these levels. But that doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow, okay? We probably won't see the major drop that I do believe will happen, you know, over here to the mid 40s for Bitcoin dominance, which is going to lead to the altcoin season. But that's likely not going to happen until it's ready to do so. The first thing that needs to happen, like today, because today is Sunday and we do have the weekly candle close in essentially 2.5 hours from this point. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if I'm not mistaken, on Sunday. So being that today is a weekly closure day, what's the first order of business? Well, we want to see Bitcoin dominance close underneath this previous swing high level. The previous swing high level is this wick high I have marked with an orange line, and that's at 61.53%. Now, as you can see right now, Bitcoin dominance is at 61.62%. It's above the previous swing high. If it closes like this, if it closes above, you can't really ignore the sign that it likely wants to head higher, which is going to mean more pain for altcoins. All right, so this is a very important weekly candle close and a lot of weight and a lot of indication of what's going to happen next. We're going to find out in around 2.5 hours when this weekly candle does close. So again, we want to see this close underneath this previous swing high at 61.53%. We don't want to see it close above. Or maybe if you're in shorts, you do want to see it close above because that would lead to lower prices for altcoins. But yeah, watch this chart, okay? After this live stream ends, you should mark out this level on your own, right? Go to the weekly, mark out the previous swing high, and watch to see what happens. Watch if the candle closes above it. If it closes above it, that is a sign that the market is not ready to pump yet, that the market is not ready to reverse yet. But if we do get this closure underneath that key prior swing low, well, yeah, we should be looking for longs and we should be looking for a relief bounce. It's quite simple. And we want to use all these to line them up and find confluence with the individual altcoin charts that are going to lead to the highest probability trades. All right, so that's Bitcoin dominance. What's another important major? Of course, USDT dominance, Tether dominance. All right, so here on the weekly time frame, we can go to the daily. But again, this weekly close is going to be super important. Now, really, really important chart here, stablecoin dominance, USDT. I've shown it in the past a ton on streams, but the thing is, I could have done a much better job actioning off of it, right? Because this is a very important major. But nonetheless, you can see that this has been trading in this sideways range from the point where it broke down in November. Okay, you guys remember the election pump, the Trump pump? That happened over here on the 4th of November, and that was the drop in stablecoin dominance. It literally happened on election day, leading to that crazy time we saw with meme coins in last November, to the AI agent pump we saw over Thanksgiving, and then over Christmas and New Year's, right? All of that time when those altcoins were going parabolic and pumping, it was all happening at a time when stablecoin dominance was trending down towards this key support level at 3.8%, this low. Now, one thing that is just important to know, and if you don't understand how important this chart is, this will probably give some indication that you should pay attention to it going forward. If you guys remember the inauguration, it was only 2 weeks ago. It was on January 20th when Trump actually got into office. He had launched his meme coin just 2 days prior on Friday or Saturday evening. And then that Monday he got into office. It was January 20th. Now, when was the last time this chart made a low? Well, it was actually right on the 20th of January. Okay, so this tells us that that inauguration day was a clear sell the news event, and the market makers, the exchanges, the powers that be, whoever, right? You can point fingers all you want, but whoever's in charge essentially used that date as a sell the news event. And we saw that little wick down over here below 3.8% on USDT dominance, and then from there it began to essentially reverse, form a new uptrend, and then we had that major spike higher causing the flash crash. All right, so this is a very important chart going forward. And yeah, in terms of the cycle in general, I do see it breaking this low at 3.8% and heading lower, which again is going to lead to an altcoin season. But just like I was saying with Bitcoin dominance, that doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow or next week or immediately. These things take some time to shape up and to actually play out. So the first order of business would be a weekly candle closure below the range high. Now look, depending on how you draw this range, right, there is a lower time frame level, which is why I have this line, this orange line at 4.54%. But some people for sure will have their line at this wick high at 4.61%. Right? Maybe some will have it at 4.63%. Right? All we know is that this general area is resistance, and we want to see this weekly candle closure close below resistance in order for altcoins to see relief, or for them to rally, to short squeeze, to go higher. That won't happen if we get a weekly candle close like this chart is now above the range high. Right? A close above the range high like the candle is now is likely going to lead to another potential move towards 5% on USDT dominance. That's going to mean that altcoins are going to go lower again. If we have a weekly candle closure beneath this key resistance level, the range high, and it closes back underneath inside of the range, that is a very good sign that we're actually going to have a bullish bounce here to start the week. And yeah, we'll see relief on altcoins if we can actually close beneath this. So this is really telling. But as of right now, it's foggy because there's 2 hours, 2.5 hours before the weekly candle closure. We're above the key level right now, but we're right on it. All right, so we have to wait for the candle to essentially close on the weekly, and then we'll have a better indication on what's going to happen next. Things are really kind of iffy at the current moment because all of these key charts are at their key levels, and the candle's about to close in 2.5 hours, like I said. All right, so definitely an important one to have an eye on. Now, if we do close above, that opens up the possibility for another spike higher towards 5%, right? That could result in a triple drive top with bearish divergence. We see price make a higher high, and then we see the RSI make a lower high. That would give indication, especially if it closes in a long wick, that would give indication that, that crash will end up being the bottom. And that will be an optimal buying opportunity if we do get that. But as of right now, things are still up in the air in general. Okay, but definitely very important to keep tabs on USDT dominance, and essentially this weekly close is going to give us a lot of indication on what's going to happen here in the immediate short term. All right, those are really some of the more important majors. We will spend time going over some other ones as well. But as of right now, let me see what's going on with our live chat. I can see someone says that Bitcoin is falling. And it's really, I wouldn't get too crazy about these lower time frames now, right? If you look at the price action, if you look at the volume, it's just low volume chop. So this fall is not necessarily substantial, and that coincides directly with things like USDT dominance going up as well as Bitcoin dominance going up. Again, these inverse correlations. But yeah, I wouldn't get too concerned over like the 15-minute time frame on Bitcoin right now. The main thing that should be on your mind is the weekly close. All right, that was in regards to Freebie saying that Bitcoin dominance is falling, or Bitcoin's falling. All right, let's see what's going on here. Vinny says, I think there won't be any alt season this cycle. So Vinny, I understand your point, and I want to kind of work off of that point because it's an interesting comment. Now, the thing is, we've actually, like, when Bitcoin or when stablecoin dominance dropped here after election day, into early November, right? This was an altcoin season. You saw charts like XRP, right, put in this move. You saw charts like Hbar put in this move. You saw charts like CRV put in this move. XLM, right? This move, Pepe, this move, right? These are altcoin season moves. Okay, so the thing is, you kind of have to rewire your brain a little bit and just kind of think differently. Because in past cycles, we have had that scenario where just the market overall just pumps like crazy and everything goes up. It's segmented now. It's different. Okay, the liquidity cannot go across the 50,000 new tokens created every single day. Times have changed, and it's up to you. You either adapt or you get left behind. So yes, we actually have had multiple altcoin seasons this cycle. It's just not in the way we've it hasn't matched many's expectations is the best way to put it. Okay, when you have certain expectations for something and reality doesn't match it leaves you disappointed and saying things like, oh, it's never going to happen again. But basically what I'm saying now is the altcoin seasons don't look the same as they have in the past. And we have had multiple altcoin seasons already, but it's just been in very segmented parts of the market with specific narratives, AI agents, Dino coins, XRP, Hbar. Meme coins on Solana, for example, in November, right? All of those respective charts, they had altcoin seasons. There's no denying that, right? Look at Flog, for example. This is an altcoin season. When a coin pumps in 3 months, right, in a period of 85 days, the coin goes 67x, and the chart looks like this at a parabolic straight up line. That is an altcoin season. Again, but it just didn't match the expectations of many to see a market-wide altcoin season and every altcoin under the sun pumping. So going forward, knowing this and me saying this, what should we look out for? Well, we should look out for essentially specific narratives pumping, and we shouldn't be greedy. Whatever the market wants to give us with whatever coin we're in, right? We want to be sure to trade that to the best of our ability. But when we see things, right, when we see key indications, for example, I'll give you guys some macro tops or cycle levels for me. In the future, let's say we're pumping really hard and we see Bitcoin dominance touch over here at 46%. Okay, I have that marked as a key level. If things have pumped, we should look to sell and not be greedy and take what the market has given us. If we see USDT dominance down here at 3.3% and our altcoins have pumped, but maybe they're not at the high targets that we expected, we should still just take what the market has given us and take the profits and not try and force our hand. Instead, just go with the flow. All right, so that is definitely one thing that I'd say 95 to 99% of people in crypto need to do a better job of, myself included. Just go with the charts and don't try and fight it. Don't try and hope and pray. Just essentially listen to what the market is telling you through the charts. Okay, we can go listen to people on Twitter that are saying like, every coin's going to go parabolic and stuff like that. It just doesn't work anymore, right? That's obsolete information based off of previous times, and times have drastically changed. So we have had altcoin seasons. It just hasn't been matching the expectation of what many have wanted. And it likely won't match people's expectations for the remainder of this cycle going forward. So keep that in mind. Shout out to Aziz. He says, much love, bro, from Saudi. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. The Crypto Rockets is new to your streams. Lots of valuable info. Thank you. No worries, sir. Thank you for your support. Guys, be sure to smash up the like button. Santa Nay says, hey, Connor, thinking of selling 20% of my hype to buy Treb. What do you think about that? And when the cycle is over and we are in the bear market, will we be able to join the Mastermind for the next cycle? Since I'm fully invested already and won't make much sense to join when we are almost done, would like to join for next cycle. I mean, just keep following the channel, okay? Whatever announcements in regards to that, I'll say here. But yeah, to answer your question about selling hype for Treb, now I am bullish on Hyperliquid. I think Hyperliquid will be an altcoin that does quite well for the remainder of this bull market cycle. Because again, I don't think it is over. I just went over some cycle potential top levels on some key charts, right? So when we get down there, we can talk about it being over. But as of right now, given how things are, I don't think it is. Again, this is, in my opinion, a mid-cycle slowdown. So if that's the case, right, we should be looking for altcoins we want to essentially trade and invest in for this next leg higher. Hyperliquid is one of those, okay? This is holding bullish market structure. It's holding $20 really, really well. Essentially, you have these, you have key lows down here around 1950 and a demand zone that has formed over here down to around 16 bucks. But yeah, every time hype has dropped to the low 20s or high teens in price, you can just see the wicks and it gets bought up very well. Okay, so, you know, Hyperliquid, I do think will give a few X's. But the thing is, it's a 7.5 bill circulating market cap, 22.5 bill fully diluted, compared to something like Treb, which has a circulating market cap of 2.2 million, right? Now, I am bullish on Treb. I do see a base season still happening, and I do see ETH still going to make a new all-time high. We'll look at ETH in a second. We still have more major charts to go through, by the way, as well as ETH. Yeah, but in general, when Ethereum does eventually make that push, right, even if it's just a marginal new all-time high, I still see it going to make a new all-time high past 4,800. But that's going to lead to a very good time on the base network, as well as Ethereum layer 2s in general, right? They all do well when the main one, which is Ethereum, does well. So anyways, Treb right now is at 63 cents, okay? So again, just for reference, this launched at 12 cents. The private sale was at 5 cents. The public sale was at 10 cents, okay? So even still from the private sale, it's up, like 22x or so. If my math is correct. No, sorry, 13x that is. And from the public sale, it's up 6.3x. And even just from, say, launch day at around 20 cents, it's still up 3x. So, I mean, look, this was a huge, huge win for everyone in the crypto empire community. Everyone who has been paying attention and, you know, decided to take a risk on this one after the launch. Ideally, you should still be in a profit. If you chose to chase after the parabolic rally, you know, you are suffering some drawdown right now, but in my opinion, you will essentially be okay. And I see this going back into the green and making some higher highs and new all-time highs. So yeah, selling hype for Treb, you know, it makes sense, but you have to understand going into a much lower market cap project, you're going to have to face a lot more volatility in both directions. So if we do get that scenario where, say, USDT dominance closes the weekly above this range high and it spikes up towards 5% again, that's going to mean coins like hype will make lower lows, right? Probably go lower into this $18 to $16 level. But you can see something like Treb go down another 50, 60% if something like that happens. So if you're okay with the volatility and you're prepared already ahead of time, right, I think that's a good move. If you're totally blind to what could potentially happen and you don't understand the risks, I would say to reevaluate that decision. But yeah, Treble in general, it's in a very attractive price right now. Okay, during that crash, it put in a low. If we go to the daily, it put in a low over here at 68 cents. It rebounded quite well, and now you're seeing kind of the ripple effects of that of that crash in the broader market in general. People are scared, people are uncertain. And when a bunch of people are still in massive profits, you're going to see them continue to kind of take profits out of fear. And that's what I think is happening on Treble right now. So if you're interested in buying other people's fear, this is a great price to do so. 100%. Now, if we do get this scenario where, we see the majors go push higher, which is going to lead to lower altcoin prices, well, we could see this go potentially even lower, and that would be even more of a fire sale. But yeah, if you understand the risks at play and the dynamics that need to happen for this to pump, I would say it's a good swap. And I like how you say you only want to take 20% of hype, because hype is without a doubt the safer choice. Treb is the higher risk, higher reward choice. So if you understand the risks at play, I would say it's a good move. But anyways, Sana Ne, thank you for your support and great question. Let's see. Bartland says, what do you think about UFD now that it has fallen like this? Yeah, good question. So UFD is essentially in a similar position to not every other meme coin, because there's some that launched today, such as these ridiculous ones like there's Big Balls and Portnoy's coin, which are the newest ones to launch and essentially go parabolic. We'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, UFD right now is making lower lows. The technicals look completely cooked. Now, what do I think about it right now? Look, UFD is a good movement. It's a good meme coin. However, it's not immune to just the general market. All right. And, with majors, right, with majors like this pushing higher, you're not going to see altcoins, especially meme coins like this, that aren't fresh and brand new, and you have all the influencers on Twitter pumping them, right? They're not going to do too well at times like this. So in general, yeah, UFD, still a good meme coin pick. If we look on the daily, let's go to the daily time frame. Actually drop it back down to the 4 hour, because that daily candle was a straight green bar. So we want to drop the time frame to get a better picture. Well, over here on launch day, what happened? Rally, base, and then a big explosive rally out. So that is a demand zone. Okay, we can mark this out. And we can either take it from body to body, or body to wick, or wick to wick. This is all personal preference on how you want to refine your levels. Okay, for this example, I will take it body as the proximal line and the wick as the distal. All right, to get that demand level. And we can see, we can see now that UFD is very close to that level, and it's coming into it. If we were to take it from wick to wick, it is actually already in the level. Something to note. Okay, so this is a very high probability area to see a reversal, being that it's essentially at the bottom of the chart. It is the first demand zone that formed here. Okay, so a lot of accumulation happened here previously, leading to an explosive breakout. So if we do see it, to answer your question with UFD, and this goes for basically every single altcoin, it depends on the rest of the market. Because UFD, in my opinion, Ron, like going live from his basement, it's not enough catalyst to get the coin to pump alone. All right, it's going to depend on the overall market. So as of right now, being that we're seeing this chart pump like this is very bearish for altcoins, okay? Bitcoin dominance pumping like this, or green on this daily with a close like this, it's very bearish for altcoins, okay? Which could lead to even lower prices, right? We could see this come down to a 20 mil market cap, another 50% haircut. It is possible. Okay, if we see these reverse, there's a good chance that this is going to reverse. But as of right now, the dust isn't fully settled after the crash a week ago, and we simply want to use confluence with multiple charts and key levels. And as of right now, we don't have a lot of confluence. Okay, we can't say that this is like topping out, that this closed below. So I would be weary of potentially, lower prices into the 20 mil market cap levels. But in general, yes, this is a level we should look for a reversal, a bullish reversal. But we need more information currently. And that goes for every coin, every single coin. But it's good to have the level marked out ahead of time so that you're not blinded and like frozen when the opportunity comes along and you see the coin in your price level and it matches up, it has confluence with other majors. then you can act in an instant. But if you don't do all of the prep work, which most people just naturally avoid doing, that's human nature, right? If you don't do the prep work, you're going to be frozen at the time when you need to act. So that's why it's super important to be prepared ahead of time. And watching this live stream for sure is going to do a lot of that work. But going further, right, if you have your own charts open and you're charting on your own and you're marking your own levels, you'll be able to act on the spot at the optimal times, okay? So it's really up to you if you want to just be given fish or if you actually want to learn how to fish on your own. Russian Denisov says, looks like it's over. Very easy to say that. But hopefully with everything I've been talking about so far this live stream, you have a better kind of idea of what would prove it's over. It's not proven right now. In order for the cycle to be fully over, I think we would need to see stablecoin dominance put in like a daily closure above 5%. Okay, notice the long wick up and the red close on the crash, right? That tells us it was a liquidity grab. It was a manipulated move. All right, if this closed up here, then I would say for sure, yeah, this is cooked. But if we're not closing above 5% on this, I don't think the cycle is over. As well as Bitcoin not closing below 89,000. All of these things, again, using multiple charts as confluence, key levels as confluence. Anyways, Patrick B333, that's a good name, Patrick. He says, do you think the alts will fall more? And if, how much percent are we at the bottom? I've already kind of answered this question with my analysis so far, Patrick. Dean Levy says, my G knows his stuff. Smash them likes. Thank you, Dean. I appreciate you, sir. Jeff says, render it up, baby. So render, let's bump this out to the weekly. So render on the weekly, reacting from this demand zone now, if this doesn't hold, well, we're going to be seeing $2 render again, which is pretty nuts. Right? And this would line directly up with, you know, a move of Bitcoin dominance up here to like 65% and USDT dominance, another flash wick up to 5%. That would line perfectly up with render down here at around 275. Okay, so depends how this week closes. If things reverse here, right, and we have these closures underneath these key levels, then this could potentially be the bottom for render. But as of right now, it doesn't look like that. Again, right, with a weekly like this, it looks like the market is not ready to reverse bullishly just yet, which does open up the door for lower prices, and that would line up with render down here to like 275. Let's go over Ethereum real quick, guys. Let's go over Ethereum. So first things first on the weekly. Okay, one thing to note on the weekly is the trend line going to the bear market bottom. Let's make sure this is, depending on the time frame, the line can look uneven, but on the weekly we just fixed it, so it's attached directly to the wick lows. Now this goes all the way to the bear market bottom. 2022 Ethereum was $900 at the low in 2022. All we've done here is just connected the lows from the cycle. And as you can see, this trend line, this is Ethereum's bull market trend line currently. It has not closed below its bull market trend line on the weekly time frame since it formed in June of 2022. Here on this week's candle, we had a major breach. And as of right now, again, depending on how you draw this line, I have drawn it accurately, attaching it from the low wicks. Okay, so essentially we're closing, or we can close in 2 hours below the trend line for the first time the entire cycle. This is a very bearish signal. Make no mistake. This is super bearish. So yeah, for ETH, it's not looking great, and it hasn't really looked great all cycle long. So the trend is continuing with Ethereum to just be kind of a laughing stock and a joke and a major underperformer. Now on ETH, you can see I do have some levels drawn lower, okay? So there is the lows at 2100. This was tested on the crash. Now, personally, I was looking for ETH at 2500. That was a super key level, okay? That was a super key level on ETH at 2500. It blew right through it. It blew right through it all the way down to 2100. Okay, major liquidation, major grab, and a lot of signs of weakness. So yeah, depending on how this weekly closes, it does look like it wants to close bearish, which would open up the door for, again, some potentially lower prices. And you can see ETH sub $2,000. The next levels do lie at 1960 and 1850 respectively. Okay, so I would have these marked. And if we do get a case of a quick move into those levels, that is optimal prices to see a major bullish reversal. But as of right now, the chart is telling us it is weak, and it is telling us it looks like it does actually, want to continue lower potentially. And that's lining up with our majors charts as well. Speaking of the major charts, here's the total too. The overall market cap excluding Bitcoin. Currently, it's at $1.16 trillion. All right, it dropped to a low of $1 trillion exactly on the crash. Now you can see from my little arrow, I have the scenario here of this potentially making a lower low, coming into this demand zone over here at 920 billion, and then seeing a reversal. Okay, that's one scenario that could potentially happen. All right, so I would mark that on your own if I were you, 920 billion essentially. But yeah, total 2. Tested the previous all-time high from last cycle, rejected. Down to 1 trillion, and as of right now, closing underneath the daily 200 EMA. The majors like Bitcoin dominance and Stablecoin dominance closing above their key levels, which is bearish for the market. It opens up the door for this to potentially drop back down. Another move potentially to 1 trillion, or if we see a lower wick and we see lower prices, 920 billion on the total 2. Now to the upside, what would be my cycle top? Up here, 2.5. All right, which potentially means we're going to see the crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin grow 115%, $1.3 trillion. It's going to lead to explosive altcoin pumps. It's going to lead to a lot of coins doing 10x's, 20x's, the new coins 100x's. But again, it won't match expectations of a full market blown crazy altcoin season, mania thing that a lot of people have been expecting. It's clear that this cycle is played out very differently, and it's likely going to continue to look different from 2017, 2021, etc. And we just want to basically use raw price action and not try and deny what our eyes are telling us on the charts going forward. But yeah, as of right now, all of these charts are bearish. Every single chart is bearish. All the weekly, all the daily candles right now, they're closing bearishly. So things don't look great, and it doesn't look like we're ready for immediate relief just yet. Now, in terms of some important dates coming up, we do have, the Super Bowl is today. The Super Bowl is a big date where, it's used to essentially, it's a mass media event where a lot of attention is directed in one place. And not to put any tinfoil hats on or anything, but when a lot of energy and attention is directed at one place, it's a very powerful thing. And we're for sure going to see a lot of crypto advertisements in the commercials as well. So anyways, today's an important date, Super Bowl Sunday, and also this week we have February 18th. which is actually next week, sorry. But anyways, that is going to be when FTX is going to start repaying their customers back after they stole all their money in 2022. All right, the claims are going to start and customers will start getting their money back on February 18th. Have these dates somewhere that you can see them, that you'll remember them. And again, watch for confluence in the charts and see what we get. But as of right now, again, everything is kind of telling us market isn't ready to recover. Market is not ready to put in a bullish reversal just yet. Shout out to Nelly. Nelly says, good evening from Istanbul. Thank you, Nelly. Appreciate you tuning in. Christian says, staking my XTREB in the meantime. Nice. A lot of people have been staking their XTREB. And I do think it's a good idea if you want to participate in the ecosystem, right? It's going to unlock the launch pad as well as additional farming incentives. So yeah, a lot in the work for Treble. And again, I think you'll see Treble do really well alongside ETH doing really well. And that's going to coincide with the entire base ecosystem doing well. Okay, so now that the project is live and it's up and running and the token is trading, right? It's no longer in that kind of pre-launch phase. It's now in the blockchain. It is subject to the market-wide forces. So given that case, when the overall market begins to trend upwards, I think Treb has a real chance to outperform a lot of tokens on base. Let's see, Johnny Bullrun. What's up, Johnny Bullrun? He says, what's up, Connor? Bitcoin will get to 150K to 200K in 2025 if the administration declares a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Hashtag let's effing go. And Eagles fly Eagles. Just say no to Swifty ref supported Chiefs. So yeah, Johnny, I already have a meme open. So if you guys are wondering who I think is going to win the Super Bowl, here's my take. As you can see here, the Kansas City Chiefs are getting ready for the big game today. Here's the refs warming up. If you're completely oblivious to American football and the joke has gone completely over your head, the Chiefs are notorious for getting games fixed for them. And I mean, the whole league is rigged, right? Just like the NBA Luka Doncic trade. But anyways, yeah, if you're wondering who I think is going to win, not the Eagles, because they do not have the league-wide support behind them. Looks like we got a super chat, though. We got a super chat from the Crypto Rocket. $5 Canadian. Thank you, sir. He says, what do you think of Tbot? So with the dynamic Tau release happening with this upcoming week, a lot of energy and time is being spent researching subnets, myself included. Now, what do I think of Tbot? So in terms of all the Tau subnets that have already launched a token on Ethereum or Base, I'm bearish on all of those. Okay, there was no point to launch a token on Ethereum other than to generate cash from selling the token that you generated out of thin air. Also with Tbot, if you notice when the big accounts pushed them, that caused this parabolic pump, right? Who pushed it at the same exact time? Big Twitter accounts, Alex Becker, Crypto Wizard, right? 1 million followers, 700K followers. Those guys don't tweet a random low cap project for free. They got paid to do that. Okay, that's the reason you saw this coin pump. All right, this team, Tbot, right? They do a really good job marketing and getting in front of people, but there is 0 point to launch a token before the dynamic Tau release, okay? So I really don't think it's wise to put a lot of capital into any of the subnet tokens that have already launched an ERC20 token. Personally, that's how I'm going about things. I will be essentially staking my Tau to subnets that, of course, I'm bullish on, but that haven't gone for a quick cash grab on Ethereum. So yeah, Tbot is not something I am really too bullish on. Great marketing, really, really good marketing. They obviously have some deep pockets to pay Alex Becker and Crypto Wizard, but if you can use your eyes and brain, that's actually pretty bearish stuff. So yeah, not a fan of investing in Tbot on the dynamic Tau release. or if I do, I will not go heavy on it compared to other subnets. It will be a much more asymmetric type of bet for the reasons I just discussed. And there's a lot of things happening right now in regards to the Tau subnet release. With how the subnets are going to launch, a lot of debate happening, a lot of people saying the way it's going to launch is unfair for the little guys, and it puts the favor in the big whales' hands. You got the founder now saying, okay, we're going to change it to make it fair for everyone. Now the whales are pissed. So I can see somebody here says, Apollicum says, just keep your Tau on the root for now and watch the cat from the tree for a few weeks. That's definitely a very viable strategy. Just keep your Tau staked to root staking, so you'll get that stable APY. It will be a lower percent, but it will be still like stable Tau coming to you with very little risk, essentially no risk. And you can let all of the drama play out with the subnet launch, because it looks like there's going to be a lot of drama around this and a lot of insider shenanigans too. So yeah, we'll be playing it by ear. But in general, that is what I think of Tbot, as well as all of the Tau subnets that have already launched a token on Ethereum or Base. There's no point in doing that other than just grabbing money quickly, just to sell the token you created out of thin air for other people's capital. And it looks like I missed one. I missed a super chat from Jace on deck. Jace, my bad. I did not see that super chat. I must have been too focused on going over the charts and presenting the information I wanted to present. But anyways, thank you for the super chat, Jace. You said thoughts on Tau and UFD. Okay, so I already did go over UFD. And now in regards to Tau. So we want to use all the information I already spoke about, in regards to the majors, finding confluence, yada, yada, yada. That is something that is stable with every single altcoin, all right? That does not change. That is a strict rule set. And you must be strict with your rule set, whether you're trading or investing. If you want to have success over the long term, that is. Okay, if you want to wing it and, sometimes win and sometimes lose, probably end up losing way more than you win, then don't have a strict rule set. But if you want to take this seriously, well, you need to basically have a routine system on how you go about basically risking capital. So anyways, it's really going to depend on how, again, the majors shape up, especially how they close the week. But now, being that we're seeing stablecoin dominance push higher now at the end of the week, we're seeing Bitcoin dominance push higher now at the end of the week. All bearish things for altcoins. We also see Tau push up today on the daily to a previous key support level at 360, 370. A long wick into it, leading to a rejection and a bearish daily candle here. Okay, we should be weary of further potential downside. Okay, this is at resistance. Majors pushing higher. Again, all bearish signs for alts. Which is, again, leading to me thinking it's not time for the market to put in a bullish reversal just yet. What does that mean? It means that Tau is going to potentially drop down a little bit lower. All right. Now you can see the wick low from the crash was at $236. Just below that is the 88.6 fib retracement from the low on August 5th to the high. Actually, let me redraw this. This is a wrong fib. I want to draw it like this. There we go. That's better. All right, so what I just did, I just took my fib from the swing high at 744 to the swing low at 157.99. Make sure you have the magnet tool on so you can connect to the exact lows. Now, what do we have? Okay, we have the 88.6 retracement at 228. We also have, if you can see, right, we got some pretty hidden levels over here, some super important key levels, essentially right at 225 to around 217, 216. So if we do get this scenario, right, of another potential, say, crash, some lower prices, this is a very, very important level for Tau, and it is a key level to see a bullish reversal out of. All right, if these don't hold, I think these probably will hold. But if they don't, right, we have levels lower. But as of right now, given how the day is shaping up, how the majors are shaping up, how this weekly looks like it's about to close in 2 hours from now, it doesn't look like prices are ready for a bullish reversal just yet. Could change in the next 2 hours potentially. But as of right now, I would be looking for Tau to potentially fill this wick. And if we see another flash kind of crash, you could say, liquidation move, you can see Tau in the low 200s, and that is the optimal point for a bullish reversal. But Jace, thank you for the super chat, sir. I appreciate your support. Shout out to Fiat Hater. Crypto Rocket. We did just look at Tau. Showmaker says, we are in bear. Don't worry, market slap you all. Yeah, I mean, we are in a bearish kind of trend at the moment. However, we could see a major bullish reversal sometime very soon. So I don't think we are in the bear market. I disagree. Again, in order for me to firmly have a firm stance, we are in the bear market. We would need to see USDT dominance put in some higher time frame closures above these key levels up here of 5%. So not quite in the bear market, but depending on how things do shape up here in the short-term future, we'll have a lot more indication of whether or not that's actually the case. Dan S. says, what do you think XRP and Hbar will do well in the coming year? So yeah, those are American coins, right? We can go look at the made in the USA section. Made in USA over here. XRP is the first coin on the list. Hbar over here is in the top 10 on this list, number 21 in market cap, okay? So yeah, Trump being in office, he said a lot of really, interesting things about these American coins. No capital gains tax, a lot of other benefits and perks for these US crypto companies. So, as of right now, these tokens, they did experience the altcoin season that happened late last year and early this year, right? They all multiplied by around like 7 to 9, 10x. XRP, Hbar. They did really well. Okay, they saw the capital inflow, whereas many coins did not. And that was because they were, the American coins, CBDC narrative, Trump getting in, stuff like that. For the rest of the cycle, I do see them doing well, but I would not just blindly look at their charts and hope they go up. I would still be using everything I've been discussing this live stream, and I'm going to continue to discuss now going forward, to line up, right? And if you see something like, USDT dominance down here in the future, let's say this is at 3.3%, and let's just say that Hbar is trading at, like, for an example, let's say it's trading at its previous all-time high, or maybe just above it at some of these Fibonacci extension levels at like 78 or 90 cents, and you have the confluence with the majors at their key bearish reversal levels, I wouldn't hope that they somehow just continue to pump. I would just take the money the market has given you, and respect the key levels. That's how I would just go about any altcoin in general, okay? No longer am I going to place different weight on certain fundamentals of a specific coin and stuff like that. I am going to be essentially much more ruthless, and that's that. So let's see how Bitcoin is shaping up now. So we did just close the hour underneath 95,600, which was holding as support for, quite a while this entire week. Yeah, let's see. Bitcoin can still very well. It hasn't tested the range low yet, right? It has not gone down here into the high 80,000s again yet. Again, if this closes below this previous swing low 89, that is opening up the doors for, a major flush. But I don't think it's going to break the first time. Okay, these key super important support levels don't usually break down the first time they're tested. Usually it does take some kind of distribution, multiple tests before the breakdown happens. So if we see Bitcoin come down here to start the week, we should be looking for longs, and we should have a bullish bias, in my opinion, bullish bias. Mention, where do I get my confidence from that we're still in a bull market? Literally everything that I'm going over today right now, the charts, the information the charts are telling me is how I get my confidence. That's literally it. Just being able to interpret the data, to look at things with an objective viewpoint and understand what it is saying, looking at the indications and the signs it is telling us and forming an opinion based off of that. Shout out to Armzilla. Let's talk about the current events happening right now in the trenches. So despite Pump Fund launching, I don't know how many coins they're launching a day, over 10,000, and 9,999 of them are rug pulls. Despite that happening for several months, people still love to gamble. Shouldn't be a surprise to anyone, right? Financial nihilism, no other out. No other route to take. People feel like their back is against the wall, so they need to gamble their way to riches. So they continue to play the pump fund trenches. So there is an Elon meme that launched called Big Balls recently, and as you can see, yesterday this moved at 4 p.m. It was at a $1.2 million market cap, and it moved to 67 mil in a period of 2 hours. In 2 hours, this thing pumped 5,100%. As you can see, it has been in consolidation, and people are probably still holding this, praying for another pump. If you're playing any of these, you should already know how they all do end. Look at any meme coin chart that exists. Okay, that's how they end. They never end with a happy ending, unless you are able to basically get in low and sell very high. It would be a happy ending for you, but of course the majority do end up losing. So if you're going to play these pump fund shitters, well, understand how they all end. They all end back at zero. It's all a race to the bottom. Okay, it's literally like with the whole celebrity thing and Trump launching his coin, it's become a major race to the bottom where it's just like, how can we fuck over as many people as possible so that we can benefit? It's a complete joke, and I do not condone it at all. But more recently, Dave Portnoy has launched his meme coin. What's it called? Jail Stool? Yeah, Jail Stool. This is Dave Portnoy's coin from Barstool. And another classic, pump fund launch type of thing. And this one launched yesterday at 3 p.m., 83K market cap. Within the first hour, it was up to, 7 to 20 mil. It based for 4 hours over here, like 3 million. And it shot up, as you can see from yesterday. It's gone up 63,000%. It's currently up 43,000%. And basically, one sec. Let me get this tweet up. I thought I had it up. Essentially, what I'm going to say is, it's a race to the bottom. A complete race to the bottom. Just complete slime out here. Complete slime. So, here's a funny tweet in regards to Dave Portnoy's coin. So Dave tweeted yesterday, for all the crybabies out there, I could sell Jailcoin for $250,000 right now, and I'm not. I'm holding through the night and will never mass dump this. This screenshot was what I was trying to show earlier when I accidentally sold it and had to rebuy it at a loss. Okay, so he's holding $250,000. Here you got Razimer, part of the LA Vape Cabal. Again, race to the bottom. He says, Dave, please DM me. I can show you how to lock tokens. You set a time frame and the tokens are constantly released over that time frame. Like provide liquidity, basically. Simple stuff. And this guy says, bro, please DM me. Please, bro. Let me onboard you. I'm friends with FaZe Banks and Frank D. Gods. Please let us show you the ropes. Please, I need this. It's so true, right? Like, it is just pathetic. It's a race to the bottom. I'm not going to elaborate anymore. It's a complete joke. And now you have Kanye. If you guys don't know what's happening with Kanye right now, he is crashing out. Completely crashing out. I cannot open his Twitter account right now, his Twitter page, because he's literally just posting straight up pornography all over it and thrashing one individual religion. It's insane. But anyways, Kanye is completely crashing out. And anyways, he's talking about launching a meme coin too during this crazy crash out you're seeing. And now he tweeted yesterday, he says, when people make all that money with a coin, is that cash or concept? And who responds? FaZe Banks. Interesting. He says, if you did this the right way, what's the right way? If you did this the right way, your net worth would 10x instantly. Hint, hint, race to the bottom. Anyways, he says, would be the single largest wealth creation event in music since Sony acquiring the Beatles, whatever. You're one of 5 humans. He's basically just mad neck, though. Basically saying, Kanye, let me help you launch your coin the right way so that I can be a part of it. You know, I can be an insider and you can also make a lot of money. Let's do this the right way, Kanye. Wink, wink. You know, we need to go about this the right way. Race to the bottom. It's a complete joke, man. So anyways, yeah, if you're playing all these pump fund shit coins, you should know that the game is 100% rigged against you. Can you make money from this? Yes, but it is literally musical chairs. If you are still standing when the music stopped, you will have your head cut off. All right, so look, if you guys still want to play the pump fund shit coins, go for it. The casino never closes, and they certainly want you to come in, right? They're standing outside, waving their hands, smiling at you. Come inside our casino doors. Please come inside. Why? Because the house always wins. Of course, there are always winners in the casino, but the chances of that being you are extremely small. All right, so enough said, right? The whole meme coin thing at this point with celebrities, right? Meme coins were created to essentially have like a community where everyone can get involved and it's funny and stuff. The celebrity coin, like a Stool Presidente coin, it's literally around Dave Portnoy. There's no lore. It's literally to make, I digress. Whatever. You know what I'm saying. Race to the bottom. The fact that this is still going on, like it's obvious at this point Pump Fund needs to get shut down. It should be shut down. But hey, people still want to gamble. So, right, just like the Romans, give them their bread, give them the circuses, and let them not pay any attention to what actually is going on, which actually is a very good thing in general. Because all this stuff I'm sharing with you about, like, you know, key levels and majors and, you know, just essentially playing the market based off of analysis and price action, right? The masses, they look at that with a questionable eye, right? They're like suspicious of it. They're like, does that actually work? But then they'll see Dave Portnoy go launch a coin and they'll go throw like a few $1,000 at it that they could have used, you know, to actually trade the market with the strategy, right? So it's a good thing actually that people don't want to take the time to learn how the market actually works, all right? It's a very good thing for the people that are actually paying attention and say studying and learning how the game is actually played and how it's rigged. So yeah, in general, give them their bread and circuses, let them go off and do that stuff. For the people that run the game, that's what they want. And for the people that are able to essentially identify how the game is played and play alongside with the whales, with the institutions, with the exchanges, it's a good thing. But to the common man, it just leaves them getting hung out to dry like always. And also with that being said, guys, just kind of in general, right? You now know BlackRock is a major player in the market. You know governments are involved with the U.S. signing executive orders for crypto, right? These guys don't come into crypto to like play and take part and play the game how it's been played. They come into this industry to take over, okay? Just like Conor McGregor said, he's not here to take part, he is here to take over. That is how the government looks at it. That's how the exchanges look at it. That's how BlackRock looks at it, okay? So everything you're seeing for sure is preordained and manipulated, okay? So again, let the masses think it's all up to the air, up to the wind to determine what's going to happen next. Let them go trade their shit meme coins on Pump Fun. The fact that they don't really understand the game just means it's still undiscovered, which means that the strategy will still work. 5-10 years down the line, when the masses actually figure out that there's a way to read the market and play the game, the edge is gone. But it's still here for now, which is a very good thing for those that actually want to put in the work. Fiat Hater says Eagles or Chiefs? Chiefs all day. Chiefs all day. Here's why. Here's the Chiefs warming up before the game, actually. The baby is launching a meme, says Mr. Cash. Race to the bottom. Oh yeah, let's all go buy the baby's coin. What? Like, what? Who in their right mind thinks that's a good idea? It's just retarded. Anyways. The Pereira Fund says this YouTuber is completely wrong again. That's awesome you think that way, because that just means the actual edge and strategy still works. Okay, so that's awesome that you think that way. Please go keep playing the game how you're playing, please. Anyways, Mary77 with the super chat. Price prediction for Caspa. Caspa is cooked right now. Okay, Caspa closed the daily time frame underneath 10 cents. Underneath 10 cents. Which is very bearish. Okay, this weekly is shaping up to not be good. The daily has already confirmed the close underneath 10 cents. So Caspa at the current moment in time, it does look like it is going to continue to flush out lower. Okay, Caspa does appear like it wants to put in a potential move back towards 5 cents. All right, given the events that have occurred over the past week, with daily candle closes below the key range low, with how this weekly candle is about to close in an hour and a half from now, it's very bearish. All right, where's the optimal level for a reversal? It's down here. Okay, it's down here at around 5 cents. Now, price prediction for Caspa. Look, at this point in time, again, less individual numbers based off of hopium and more kind of concrete analysis based off of confluence with majors. So in the future, right, we see Bitcoin dominance at 46%. We see USDT dominance at 3.3%. And let's say, for example, Caspa is trading up here at the 618 extension at 31 cents. That's the price where you need to sell. All right, so essentially, my stance has completely changed at this moment in time. And Caspa, 25 to 31 cents, these Fibonacci extension levels. And personally, the way it's shaping up right now, it looks like it wants to come here first before it makes any kind of bullish reversal. Just what the charts are saying. Dave Flower says, Render is killing me. It was my safe play. So yeah, if there's anything that, you know, anyone has learned based off of this cycle's price action, is that there is no safe play. Every altcoin is subject to the whims of the overall market. So yeah, there is no, say, safe play anymore. Okay, every altcoin is going to react to the macro, and the macro is mainly the key level charts, such as Bitcoin dominance, stablecoin dominance, total 2, total 3, others versus Bitcoin. Real quick, others versus Bitcoin on the weekly, just to understand where we're at for altcoins and to understand, you know, how bad altcoins are doing right now. Right, this really puts things in perspective. This is others versus Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. Okay, so the percentage, let's see, others BTC. Let's make sure this is the right one. So yeah, to understand just how bad the sentiment is and how bad altcoins are actually performing, definitely we should be looking at, one second. Here we go, others BTC. Here's what I'm looking for. We should be looking at this. All right, so this is altcoins outside of the top 10, their ratio compared to Bitcoin. Right now it's at 0.14. This is the lowest it's literally been in like 6 years, 5 years. All right. This is a 7-year trend line going back to the 2019 bear market. The ratio of altcoins to Bitcoin outside of the top 10 was 0.06. At the COVID, no, this wasn't the COVID crash actually. This was just before the 2021 altcoin season, at the end of 2020. Altcoins were at their lows before they went parabolic, and we had that altcoin season in 2021. The ratio was 0.08. All right. Now the ratio is 0.14. And again, all I've done here was just attach the lows here. As you can see, I have the magnet tool open. And essentially, others versus Bitcoin is testing this 5-6 year trend. This is pretty unprecedented, guys. This is a direct representation of how bad altcoins are doing this cycle. They're at their lowest point they've been in around 5 to 6 years. And this is testing a 5 to 6 year bullish trend. As you can see, this is lower than when Trump won the election in November 2024. All right. The March 2024 altcoin peak, the ratio was 0.226 over here. It's less than half of that. It's at 0.14 right now. It's tested the 6 year trend. Okay, it has resulted, as you can see, with this weekly candle, a long wick. And right now it's not closing below the trend line, which does give some hope again that, you know, we're going to see a reversal here. But this is a direct representation of the state of altcoins. They are smashed. This is the worst it's actually been since the 2019 bear market. Altcoins are essentially, they're at their like 2019, 2020 bear market. A lot of them are at those low levels, right? Look at Polkadot, for example. You know, this is trading for $4. This is the bear market price from 2020. This is the exact price it was at before this major pump in 2021, when Polkadot went from $4 to $50. All right. Polkadot was at $4 or $5, and others versus Bitcoin was here. Polkadot's now again at $4 or $5, and it's on the trend. Okay, so altcoins are essentially, they're at bear market prices. There's no other way to put it. They are smashed, they are decimated, and sentiment is completely out in the gutter at the bottom. And again, as of right now, it does not necessarily look like the market is ready to reverse just yet. We do need further confirmation on the charts. But if you're wondering why your altcoin is sucking, it's literally the worst altcoins have performed in like 5-6 years. So that's your reason. It's just market-wide movement stuff right now. It's not any individual project. It's the entire altcoin market completely smashed. Can we play slow music in the background? For sure, we can start to implement that implement that. Let's see. Abstract says, hey man, thanks for the content. Thoughts on Boda and Beast on base? Again, we can go look at those individual charts, but I doubt any altcoin, especially those super small caps, are going to do much until we see things essentially shape up for the better. And people are asking about XRP. All right, so XRP weekly, long flush out, took all the stops. So this weekly candle, it's really not all too bad. All right, we know key supports down here at 193 approximately. And we have, we got the previous swing high up here at the previous week high. That's at 321. The previous swing. We got the monthly open up here, the origin of the breakdown at $3.03. All right, so we should mark this out because this is a supply zone. All right, so we want to make sure we have that marked out so we know when price comes up here. We should be weary of a potential pullback and change and reversal. All right, so this is resistance up here, essentially $3 to 321. This level was not respected at all on the daily time frame, this demand zone. But it could potentially be utilized if the wick wants to get filled. But if not, similar to Hbar, if we do see a further drop, I would be looking at the daily 200 EMA, and I would be looking at this orange zone, which is at 163. All right, I would be looking down here. If we're going to see another flush in USDT dominance again, the way it's shaping up, it does not look like it wants to, potentially. But still some time now. We'll see how the weekly closes. But yeah, if we get relief and we get a little pump, we should look for XRP to move back up to $3. Could be a potential area to see another reversal and more consolidation. If things do flip bearish here and we see lower prices, we should be looking for XRP around $2 and then the lows over here at 160 for a bullish reversal. All right. As of right now, in this middle range where it's at, it's a no trade zone, and you should wait for a key level to get hit before you take any kind of position. But yeah, in the middle of the range where it's at now, you don't do anything. Okay, you set your plans and you get ready for what's to come. But like I was saying, similar to Hbar, right, where we saw Hbar drop down here directly to our orange supply zone to the daily 200 EMA. XRP's respective level is again at 163. And if you guys, I know you probably do watch my videos on the channel, but real quick, if you guys did watch my analysis in that Hbar video, I did say watch for a move down here to 17, 18 cents in this demand zone. And that was essentially the low from the crash. Same thing with ACH in my ACH video. I essentially said, let it come into demand over here. I used this red daily time frame order block. Well, what happened? It wicked extremely hard. It wicked, and then it put in like a major, almost 100% move. Okay, so this could have been a great trade. Now, obviously, market conditions haven't improved, so this thing's continuing to sell off, but still, nonetheless, everything I'm telling you right now, right, I've always been identifying the key levels. I've always been able to find the supply and demand zones, right? If you guys watch the channel, you already know that, right? I'm pretty damn good at finding these key levels. All I'm doing now is using more confluence with the majors and actually executing properly, all right? I'm not deviating from my strategies. I'm simply adapting. evolving and improving to become better at the game. All right. So if you guys like that, if you want to improve alongside me, stick around, smash the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you guys want to keep playing your pump fund shitters, this might not be the channel for you, plain and simple. But yeah, in general, I'm just going to continue to do what I do. I've always used price action and smart money concepts. I'm essentially just using more confluence with the majors now to make better informed decisions in the marketplace. And that's the bottom line, lads. That is the bottom line. But anyways, guys, it's Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl starts in less than 1 hour now. So it is time to wrap up this stream. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know we had a ton of questions. We have 500 people watching right now. I'm sorry I couldn't get to every single one of you guys, but I do appreciate you all being here, all right? So thank you for all of your support. Again, if you enjoyed the live stream, if you did enjoy the live stream, do me a big favor and smash that like button. If you are new to the channel and you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. In general, okay, we covered a lot today. All right, we covered a lot of information and a lot of things to look for to end this week and start a new one. Pay attention, all right? Hopefully, ideally, you would have marked these levels on your own charts as I was going through it, so that you can essentially be prepared and know what to do if something happens and I'm not live on a stream. Simple stuff. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this one. And yeah, you'll be seeing a lot more of me, of course. This is Connor from Crypto Empire. This is where we dominate the crypto market. Cycle isn't over in my opinion. I went over my reasoning why in this video, and that should be pretty clear. And yeah, we were just going off of the charts and playing what the market is giving us. Anyways, that's all I got for today. I really don't care about American football, so I could care less who wins today's game. But again, the Chiefs have the whole entire league rigged for them, so I would not be surprised to see the Chiefs take it home. And yeah, whatever. There's going to be a lot of crypto advertisement, which is going to be interesting to see. So yeah, enjoy the day, guys. Enjoy the day, lads. And I'll see you all really soon. Smash up the like button if you haven't smashed up that like button yet. My name is Connor from Crypto Empire. Stay blessed, stay up, and I will see you in the next video.